Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane and very funny Daryl Wayne. We're going to go to Jupiter, Florida, and we're going to spend some time with Bruce Barnet. He's created Healthcare Products, LLC. It's an e-commerce business, and it focuses primarily on Alzheimer's and dementia products. Bruce is also a member of the board of the Caregiver Resource Network. It's a nonprofit organization that connects personal caregivers and care organizations serving millions of individuals and families throughout the country. Bruce, welcome to Late Night Health.
Well, thank you for having me.
How did you get into products for people with dementia or products for families who have family members with dementia, Alzheimer's, and all those related horrific diseases?
Well, it was about 12 years ago that my family and I got involved with it. My children's grandfather, my father-in-law, had Alzheimer's, and I worked with him closely in the 90s and was aware of it, but he was never, ever diagnosed by anybody. And even though I took him to many doctors, and those that did, acquiesce to my insistence that he was recessing in his memory, just told me that there's nothing I can do about it. And finally, in 2003, he was diagnosed and told he had 5 years to live, and he did die in 2008. And all the time all we were told is there's nothing we can do about it. Keep him happy. Whatever you can do. My children got involved with the Alzheimer's Foundation, which is a group in New York City, and the president there was very helpful in his advice to them. And the kids asked what we could do to help them, and they said, raise money. And so the children put together a fundraiser, and that fundraiser went viral all over the United States. And my kids who were just getting out of college or still in college couldn't keep up with it. So I became the face of that organization, and with that, it became close to the Alzheimer's Foundation, and got a consulting contract on how to develop assisted living facilities for Alzheimer's patients only. And they threw a lot of other stuff at me, and one of them was to make a decision as to whether to buy a company called the Alzheimer's Store. And it was created by a man named Mark Alyn, who wrote a book called How to Alzheimer's Proof Your Home. And it was such an accessible book that people asked, where did we get the products that you're talking about in the book? And he created a website and created the store. Well, I bought the store for the family, and we've worked as a family. We have about 700 products, and the products are for caregivers, for people who take care of those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and memory loss.
Caregivers are heroes to me. I had the opportunity of being the primary caregiver for my mother until she passed, and I help with my father-in-law today. It's often a thankless job. It's a difficult job because often people don't remember who you are. People with Alzheimer's or dementia, it seems to me, stop living. Can you respond to that?
It doesn't have to be that way. I mean, at a certain point, yeah. When you look in their eyes and it's just really deep, dark tunnels, I imagine that they're not with us. But my experience is that even with my father-in-law, I watched my children just sit with him and say, "Georgie, how are you?" And he just looked into nowhere land. And maybe 5 minutes later, he'd go, "I'm fine, Tyler."
Wow.
And it's like we would sit there and go, wow, he's really in there. But there's so much, I call it kelp, you can call it spinach, growing in his brain, that it took that long to get it out. But he was there. And it just amazes me. Most people just don't have the time to wait for somebody to react and answer the question. But somehow I feel that there is some sort of cognizance as to what's going on. It's not just straight, they're not there.
We recently spoke with your partner, Gary Rotman, who has developed Rosie 2.0. And Rosie it's a super alarm clock. At least that's how I view it. It allows people to record messages for a senior to remind them to take medication. They may have an appointment. Somebody's coming to visit them. There are lots of different uses for Rosie, which is, I know, part of the CVS dementia program. Are there other products that you guys have developed and created, invented, that help both caregivers and their patients live better?
Well, yes, absolutely. One of our most famous products is called the SiMPL Music Player, and it was picked by the Smithsonian Institute to be on display on their tour throughout the United States of museums where they show 60 products for people with disabilities, and the SiMPL Music Player is on that tour. In New York, it started with the Cooper Hewitt Museum about 2 years ago, and then it moved on into Pittsburgh, but it's continuing through the country. And I guess eventually they're going to set up a display at the Smithsonian Institute with these products for people with disabilities. But music is a very, very important thing because it brings back memories, and everybody has different music that they like. It might be for somebody, it might be the Beatles, and somebody else it might be Frank Sinatra, and you can go back, and somebody else it's going to be the Jazz Age, whatever it is, but it brings back memories, and those memories help people be alone, be independent in their thoughts, and with the SiMPL Music Player, they're able to turn it on, turn it off, change songs by themselves. It's so simple to use that they don't have to rely on the caregiver to be able to do that. But at other times, the caregiver could sit with them, and they could be listening to music together, and the caregiver could be talking to them about, what was going on at the time when you were listening to the Beatles. And, I can tell you myself, the first time I heard the Beatles, I guess it was like 1963, and I can remember my, first dance going, in 6th or 7th grade. They're all different. Memories bring music.
Absolutely.
Brings different memories. It's a phenomenal product. We've expanded our product line on music to gospel and to other religious things.
Bruce, we are out of time. I really appreciate your being with us. You can check Bruce's products out at SiMPLTech.com. That's SiMPLTech.com, and take a look at what they have there. Bruce, thank you for joining us today as Late Night Health continues. Role models. They can make all the difference. In our world today, they have never been more important. One of the nation's most successful mentoring organizations is Jewish Big Brothers Big Sisters of Los Angeles. Their mission is to assist youth in achieving their full potential through innovative and impactful programs. And no nonprofit agency does it better. Jewish Big Brothers Big Sisters of LA serves Jewish children, boys and girls in our local community with a mentoring program that's been going strong since 1915. That's only the beginning. This nationally known agency owns and operates Camp Bob Waldorf. Its summer camping and weekend retreat programs enrich the lives of youth throughout Greater Los Angeles. Then there's a college support program, and last but not least, work that helps kids all over the world through the Teen Talk app. Want to learn more? Go to jbbbsla.org. Donate. Get involved. There's no better way to make a difference. Recently, I met Jacqueline from Bright here in Los Angeles. She gave me a hearing exam and then showed me how to hear again with the new Signia Pure Series hearing aids, and she can give you your life back too. I hear birds chirping, birds cooing, and even my wife. They easily connect to my smartphone. The Signia hearing aids are amazing, and with the charge and go, I don't have to fiddle with batteries and hear all day long. Not hearing is frustrating for you and your family. I know you don't have a problem, but trust me, call Bright Here now for a free hearing exam, a $125 value, yours free, just for making an appointment now. There are offices throughout the Los Angeles area. Call Bright Here now at 323-424-7100. That's 323-424-7100 for a free hearing exam. There's no obligation. Call now, 323-424-7100, or visit them on the web at brighthere.com.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. Grief can be such a burden on your heart. It can be crippling to the point where you can't even seem to function. I've been there, and I know that pain. But I also know you're not alone in that sorrow. We're all going through something in this life. Just as the sun has to face dark days, so do we. But the sun also has to shine again. Letting go of grief is not about letting go of your loved one. It's about making room in your heart for the love that you hold for them. If you have great grief, then you must have a very big heart too. It's time to fill your heart with that love and share it with everyone.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit guidetothesoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on latenighthealth.com.
If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.
There's a lot of talk all over the internet about the remarkable benefits of Carbon-60, and baby boomers are especially excited about it. Greska's Carbon-60 is the premium Carbon-60, developed by an aerospace and NASA scientist. 95% of Greska's customers report positive results from this Nobel Prize-winning technology in just 4 days. Imagine more energy, better health, and more vitality. It's very bioavailable to quickly mend toxin-crippled cells. This is a super powerful antioxidant. Bob Greska is so confident that you'll love his Carbon-60, he wants to send you a bottle at 50% off the regular price to see how life-changing this will be for you. Call 720-600-6040. That's 720-600-6040. Visit c-60.com to learn more. Call 720-600-6040 now or visit c-60.com.
Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Words are a critical aspect of success. How you get your point across is a crucial part of what makes anything sell. So do it right and hire a writer. Whether it's articles, blog posts, technical writings, website content, product descriptions, or ghostwriting anything from a novel to a nonfiction book about your navel, contact Servet Hassan. If you want it to sell, write it right. Email Servet at servet@servethassan.com.
Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Be sure to join us at latenighthealth.com. There's lots going on over there, really. Lots of interviews for you to listen to, lots of things for you to read about. Join us at latenighthealth.com. And you can also listen to us all over the place. Our latest place to listen to us is Amazon Music. Amazon Music now has podcasts, and we have been picked up by Amazon Music in the last week or so. So be sure to join us over there. All right, we're going to go to Century City, California. And this is a friend of mine. He's a new friend, but he's not going to get rid of me anytime soon. His name is Steve Manning. He's written a book called Pimps, Whores, and Patrons of Virtue. And Steve, welcome to Late Night Health.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you having me on.
Listen, I'm really curious, okay? I've read the book. I've enjoyed a lot of it. Some of it I don't quite get, but that's almost any book. I need you to describe yourself in one word. What is S.J. Manning? One word.
One word, it's like asking me to be taller and better looking. But I think a satirist, and satirist probably works the best.
All right, that's a description of about 10 or 12 words. You should have just said satirist. I think of you as a storyteller. And
okay.
You use satire a lot. Are you the satirist and a storyteller like Bennett Cerf? Bennett Cerf was on What's My Line? He was a great storyteller, but on his own, he was a book publisher, an author. What kind of storyteller are you?
Well, I saw and read Bennett Cerf over the years, and I think it's presumptive for me to put myself in the same category. I think I'm a provocateur in the way I express myself, in the topics I pick and write about. And yes, I'm a storyteller fundamentally.
Now, my interpretation of your book is that there are three kinds of people in Steve's world. There are pimps, there are whores, and then there are patrons of virtue, something that I'm striving to become. Is that an accurate description of what the book is all about?
Entirely so. Every single one of those 31 pieces in the book, which I hope they're kaleidoscopic, in other words, they are layered, they're textured, does relate back to the genre of people, which I think are by and large people, whores and patrons of virtue. Allow me a minute to be sure that I express that the words pimps and whores, I don't intend those to be salacious, not really to provoke. Rather, I think they're really qualitatively pejorative, that they are. Patrons of virtue, well, we can spend time on that, anywhere from minutes to hours or days, whenever you want to.
In reading the book, I kind of get a sense of Steve thinks he might be better than the rest of us? Respond to that.
Not. Absolutely not. No. What I do think I am is, I fancy myself an astute observer of people and life and everything, many things about us. No, I am not brighter or more erudite than most of the people that you know, Mark. That's just not the case. It's just the way I do look at things critically. I strive for independent thought and fail at it all the time. I really do think that I look for some depth in my thought. I like to be challenging. And as you know, I write the way I am. I write with passion, and I write about people's life. I write in the first person for a reason. So I like to speak to my reader. And quite honestly, when I look at people and I say to myself, wait a minute, what you see is what you get. I think that is really elegant in its simplicity.
You have two kind of watchwords that you live by. One is life is not a dress rehearsal, something that was made very popular in the 90s by radio psychologist Tony Grant. The other comment or watchwords are a life without passion is a life not worth living. And I really like that one. That one I really, really like. Because if you don't have passion, if you're not growing, if you're not living a life of passion, and I'm not talking sexual passion, I'm talking about just love of being here in this plane, is a brilliant statement.
Well, as you said, and I write about this quite often, obviously, I have this little teleprompter in front of my face, my little imaginary teleprompter. There are really three things on there. Life is not a dress rehearsal. And you and I talked about the genesis of that. Hell, I was 15 when I wrote that, when I first thought that. And I do think, and I did discuss that with Tony Grant over and over and over again, because she used that as a sign up for the radio show. My last conversation with Tony was, how about giving me credit for something I wrote years and years and years earlier? But I enjoyed hearing it. Life without passion is not a life worth living. I think you absolutely described that. You sometimes think about what is the point of getting up. I know your passions because you shared those, thankfully. You know some of mine. I'm one of those that I can bring the same passion to my breakfast as I bring to world affairs I read about and get perturbed about. I think that as it relates to passion, in life you really have three sort of overriding options. You can lead, you can follow, or get out. Getting out, well, actually, how does one actually do that? And it is mindless. It's mindless to concede defeat. It's so much easier to fail than succeed. Follow. Now, is there some point to being in the flow? Is there some point to being not caring that much about anything, not having passions about anything? Hey, anyone wants to be ordinary? It's just an absolute path to obscurity. And then there's something, and there's lead. You are a leader in a number of ways, a number of things that you do have done and will continue doing. I think that I strive to be a leader. And without getting into the weeds, I think the most elegant way to lead is as a thought leader. I just imagine being able to literally change lives, influence what people think, or more importantly, how they think. I think that is living with passion. If you can share passion, find an audience for it, even if that's an audience of one in one conversation, well, there's your winning day.
Steve, we're running out of time. Your vocabulary is extraordinary, and I believe you've explained that coming from communist Romania, not speaking English when you arrived in the United States, or with very little English, you strive to have a wonderful vocabulary. And I just got the signal we're out of time. The name of the book is Pimps, Whores, and Patrons of Virtue. I am striving to be not a pimp, not a whore, but a patron of virtue, at least in S.J. Manning's point of view. You can get the book at Amazon, and there are other places that you can find the book as well. Steve, will you come back sometime? We'll talk some more?
Would be entirely my pleasure.
And next time, sour cream, herring, and rye bread is on me. It usually is. It's on the front of my shirt. Every time we eat it, my wife makes that point. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. Daryl, thank you very much for all you do for me.
My pleasure.
And we will see you next week. We will see you next week, or you will hear us next week as well. Have a good week, everybody. Have a safe week, and most importantly, have a healthy week. Bye-bye for now.